All right, today we are working on 7.8, which is dealing with perimeter in the coordinate plane. So basically what we're doing, we will either be graphing or it will already be graphed some kind of shape, and we want to find the perimeter of that shape. So let's go ahead and label this first. Let's say this bottom left one is A, bottom right is B, and top is C. So here, when we're looking for the ordered pair of A, this spot is 0, 0. So point A is -1, comma, -2. So -1, comma, -2 is the point for A. Point B, again, if we're starting at 0, 0, is +5, comma, -2. Five, comma, -2. And point C, if we're starting at 0, 0, is +5, comma, +6. So it's pretty easy to find the length of the segment if it's a horizontal or vertical line. So the distance from A to B, you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A to B is 6 units long. B to C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units long. But when we're going at a diagonal, what we're going to have to do is use the distance formula. So distance formula is the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. So again, A to C, we need to use the distance formula. So x value for A minus the x value for C squared plus the y value for A minus the y value for C squared. Now we're going to simplify what's inside those parentheses. -1 minus 5 is a -6, and that's still squared, plus -2 minus 6 is a -8, and that is still squared. Now let's square each of those individual pieces. -6 times -6 is 36, and -8 times -8 is a +64. When we add them together, we get 100. And the square root of 100 is 10. to find perimeter, it means that we are adding up all of the lengths for the outside of our shape. So for perimeter, we're doing 6 plus 8 plus 10, which gives us a total of 24 units. What question do you have on this first one? Anybody? Okay. Going to do the same thing here. We're going to start with this bottom left-hand corner as K. To the right on the bottom is L. Top right is M. Top left is N. So let's go ahead and write the ordered pairs for each of those points. K is -3, comma -3. L, +1, -3. M, +1, +4. And N, -3, +1. So let's find these distances. If we're looking at the distance from K to L, because that's a horizontal line, we can simply count the blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. L to M, because that's vertical, you can count the blocks again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. K to N, again, vertical, just count the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. But because M and N is a diagonal, we have to use our distance formula. Might want to pay attention to this. So M and N, the x's 1 minus -3 squared plus the y subtracted 4 minus 1 squared. Simplifying what's in parentheses, that gives us 4 squared plus 3 squared 16 plus 9 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. To find perimeter, you are adding up all of the outsides. So 4 plus 7 plus 4 plus 5. This gives us 20 units. This last one's a little different. It gives you the ordered pairs, asks you to graph it, and then find the distance. So point A is 0, 2. Point B is 4, -1. Point C is -2, -1. So B to C is a horizontal line, so that distance is easy to find. Count the blocks. That distance is 6 units. A to C is a diagonal, so we need to use the distance formula. X minus X, so that is 0 minus a -2 squared, plus Y minus Y, which is 2 minus -1 squared. Simplifying inside parentheses, we get 2 squared plus 3 squared. Four plus 9. That gives us the square root of 13. Now you can plug that into a calculator and figure out what the square root of 13 is and estimate it, or you can leave it as root 13. B to A. Let's find that distance as well. Zero minus 4 squared plus 2 minus -1 squared. This gives us -4 squared plus 3 squared, which is the square root of 16 plus 9. That gives us root 25. Square root of 25 is 5. If you wanted to, if it made it a little bit easier, you could also label these distances on your image. Finding the perimeter means you're adding up the outsides. 6 plus 5 plus root 13. Only the things that don't have radicals can be added together. So this would just be 11 plus root 13. And that is units.